Everyone says Napoleon was super short, but did you know he was actually above average height for his time? Yep, one of the most famous facts in history is completely false.
Today, we're diving into some of the biggest myths in history. Stories you were taught in school, heard in pop culture, or maybe even repeated yourself. But what if I told you a lot of those are complete lies? From royal queens to ancient warriors to entire monuments, we've been getting it all wrong. Get ready, because by the end of this video, you might never look at history the same way again. Here's the thing. History isn't just about facts. It's about interpretation. And over centuries, stories have twisted, exaggerated, or completely invented truths that simply aren't accurate. So why do these myths stick? Because they're easy to believe, they're catchy, and honestly, they make history sound way more dramatic. Let's start with Napoleon. Everyone calls him short. Even the phrase Napoleon complex exists because of it. But here's the kicker. Napoleon was around 5'7", actually above average height for a Frenchman in the early 1800s. The confusion? It came from British propaganda and a difference in French versus English measuring systems. Cleopatra was Egyptian. Cleopatra, Egypt's legendary queen. The eyeliner, the throne, the snake. But Cleopatra wasn't even Egyptian. She was Greek. She belonged to the Ptolemaic dynasty, descendants of Alexander the Great's general. She ruled Egypt, yes, but she was Macedonian Greek by blood. You've probably heard this one. The Great Wall of China is the only man-made structure visible from space. Nope, not true. Astronauts have confirmed that without aid, the Great Wall is barely visible. It blends right into the terrain. In fact, highways and airports are more visible than the wall. Vikings wore helmets with horns, right? Wrong. That's pure fantasy. No archaeological evidence has ever confirmed horned helmets in battle. That image, it comes from 19th century opera costumes. Dramatic, sure. Accurate? Not even close. Here's the one that really blew my mind. Einstein failed math. Heard that one? Total myth. Einstein actually was a math prodigy from a young age. The myth started from a misunderstanding of his schooling system. Imagine thinking the guy who redefined physics couldn't pass algebra. So let's recap. Napoleon wasn't short, Cleopatra wasn't Egyptian, the Great Wall isn't visible from space, Vikings had 0 horned helmets, and Einstein definitely didn't fail math. What do these all have in common? They're myths that tell us more about what we want to believe than what actually happened. Now it's your turn. What's a history myth you believed was true? Drop it in the comments below.